Okay, we're going to be taking our package that we created here for Allie.Chat commands, and we're going to push it out to Nuget. So the first thing that we need to do is open up a bash session. So we're going to start here with the core module, and I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to open up a bash session. Now inside of this folder, I already have an icon for this. And I think you get like, I don't know what the size limit is, but I do it 400 by 400 pixels. And then, so the first thing that I need to do to this is I need to add a new spec file. So we'll do a Nuget spec, and then we want to do this as the name of the project, which is Allie.Chat.commands.core.cs project. And what this creates here is this nice little template that we're going to use to populate the metadata associated that we want to populate in Nuget. So if your Nougat command doesn't work here, then what you need to do is go into your environmental variables, and if you go to you'd go and download nougat.exe. So that's here. For me, I put it here in Nuget. And if you go download nougat.exe, put it somewhere, add it to your paths full file. There's lots of stuff on the internet about how to do that, and then you can reference Nuget here in the command line. So now that we have this basic spec set up, we're going to start adding in our metadata. So on the core app, what I want to do is make sure that my icon here is, let me think. Do I want to select the custom one? I don't think so, because I'm just using these PNG files. So we're going to leave that alone. But what I want to do, but then what I want to do is go down to the package settings. And in here, this is where I need to start changing some of my settings. So I have some that I can use as a template. So let me pull those up here just another second. Oh, I don't want to use this one actually. Let me switch this out with a different one. Come on. This one here. Okay. So the one that we're going to use is the library for the example here. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to, if I'm increasing the package number, then I need to increase it here. This is my first one, so I don't need to. My author here is Rob Engel, which is also me, LiverDev Trying. My company is Rob Engel, LiverDev Trying, and then it's also at Pixel Horror Studios. This is the name of the product. We're going to say that the core module, the core library, the core package for the Allie.Chat commands module, command services. And we're going to say this is copyright 2019. The license that we're using is Apache 2.0. Okay. It asks for my URL, which is https://www.allie.chat. Our icon file, for us, is just logo.png, because I have it there in the root. My repository URL is, in my case, https://www.github.com/Allie.Chat. And we're going to say that this is a GitHub public. And I'm going to go ahead and give it some tags here, which are just going to be like Allie.Chat commands, core, RSS, routing, communication, Twitch, Discord, TCP, WebSocket, WSSL. 2020, not yet, man. 3 more days, buddy. 3 more days. Okay, so now we're going to copy a bunch of these same settings into the new spec here. So for my title, I'm going to use this one here. And for my authors, we're going to use this one again. Owner is the company. Okay, license URL, we're actually going to change that one out for license and use a built-in license, which is our Apache 2.0. And you have to make sure to add in here that the type is an expression. Okay, our project URL is https://www.Allie.Chat. My icon URL, we're going to get rid of this one as well and turn this into just icon, because icon URL has been deprecated. And we're just going to call this logo.png. Okay, our description here is what we put over here. The release notes, we don't have any yet. The copyright is 2019. Our tags are right here. Okay, then we have a couple of other things that we need to add in here. The first one is we want to have our dependencies. And so for our dependencies, I'm working in 2.1. So I want to say that I have a group here for my target framework, which is going to be equal to net core app 2.1. So it'll group. And then I need to have my dependencies listed. So in core, it looks like I have here a dependency on the Nuget package called Allie.Chat.web API. And my version is going to be inclusive. So that means that we're going to use the square bracket of 1.1.6, and it's going to be exclusive of anything that's a major version of 2. Okay, we have one more, which is for phs.core, and we're going to say that that's for version 1.0.5. Okay, additionally, we're going to add in here and this will be for all of them, Microsoft.NET-Core.app for versions 2, since we're in 2.1, and will allow you to go all the way up to 3, inclusive and exclusive again. Okay, we're almost done. We also will not package this logo in here unless we add this files section. So underneath here, I'm going to add in here files. And this I'm going to say is file source equals logo.png. And my target is nothing. Okay, that's about all we need for the new spec. What I want to do is just very quickly, we're going to go to a icon converter online. And I'm going to go pull this logo up here. Okay, and we're going to upload this logo, and I don't want any styles on it, and I want it to be all of the sizes I can, and I want to convert it and download it. And now when I show this in my folder, I'm going to put this here in my core app, and this one I can call logo.ico. And then when I open up this package here and I go to my properties for my application, I can change the logo to be here. Okay, so we're ready to push this out. So the first thing is you have to be in debug mode, and you need to compile your app. So that's what we're doing right now. The second thing is that we need to pack this up. To do that, we're going to type Nougat pack. That's going to take the new spec here, and it's going to use the DLL that's in the build package, and it's going to create this new package here, Allie.Chat commands.core 1.0.0. And that's what we're going to be uploading. So at this point, you need to go out to the Nuget site and get an upload key. And when you're ready to upload it, if you have a code signing certificate right now, you would do that. I'm skipping that step right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to push this out by doing a Nougat push, and then it's a Allie.Chat.commands.core.1.0.0.new package. And then I need to add in here my ID. And then also we're going to say that my source that I'm sending this to is going to be https://api.nuget.org/v3/index.json. So let me go ahead and add in my key here. And then I'll push this out to Nuget. And we can see this by just looking over at, say, Nuget. I am not needing to be incognito. So you can see my packages that are available here. I have 28 packages that are currently up. And we're going to be adding this new one here for Nougat, for Allie.Chat commands. So when I copy in this key and I go to post this out, and just like that, my package was pushed. So we can see that I now have this new unlisted package here for Allie.Chat.commands.core. And this thing has not been published yet, and it will appear in search results after it's been indexed and built. So it'll take a few minutes for that to happen. So now what I can do, though, is I can go to this next step, and I can rinse and repeat a little bit here. And I'm going to go into my cd Allie.Chat.commands.core.auth, and we can do a new spec, a Nougat new spec Allie.Chat.commands.core.auth.cs project. Allie.Chat.commands.core.auth. Why is that not taking? Hold on. Is it just spec? Oh yeah, it's just spec. My bad. Sorry. So it's Nougat spec. Okay, and very similar to what we did last time is that I'm going to open this up here and use it as my reference, and we're going to go take a look at the core module in here. And this goes much faster now since I've already done it once, so I can just copy in the authors, the company, the description, okay, the copyright, the expression, the project URL, the logo, which we need to copy in the other one, the repository URL, our type, and our tags And in this, I can add an authorization and auth. Okay. The next one that I need to do is the new spec file itself. So to do that, I want to open up this one as my guide, and we're going to be editing this one. And so now I'm going to have this as my title is Allie.Chat commands core auth. The author is this. The owner is this. The license URL, the project, and the logo are all the same. The description is the core package with authorization. Okay, we don't have any release notes. And then tags and dependencies, I can grab this whole section like that. And we're going to say in here authorization and auth. Okay. And now we need to add in our dependencies on this. And if I look at my project, here I have a dependency on Allie.Chat commands.core. Now, I actually want to use the other package that's in the repository. So what I can do here is I can specify that version that I want here by doing an Allie.Chat.commands.core. And I can specify the version, since it's the first one, as 1, and it can go up to 2. I don't care about PHS core. It gets wrapped into there. But the other one that I need to add in here is a package for Allie.Chat.WebAPI.auth. And that has to start at 1.1.6. Now, I know that my other dependency here, core, was at version 1 because we just published it. So I don't necessarily need to remove this and check it out from the repository, but it's always a good practice to make sure that it works. So over here on Nuget now, you can see everything's been pushed and it's available. I don't see an icon for it. There it is. Okay. And so now what I can do is I can remove my reference to that project here and add in my Nuget package for Allie.Chat.commands.core and install it. You can see our dependencies are listed here. And it looks like everything loaded okay. So let's go ahead and rebuild it. And everything worked. So now we're ready to push this package out. So back over in here, we can do a Nougat pack. Hold on one second. That's fine. Okay, so it worked. So now we're going to go ahead and issue the push out. And I can't show this one on screen, so just a second here. Commands.core.auth 1.0.0, and we push that out. Okay, so I'm going to unload the projects that we haven't done yet. So the next one that we need to do is this TCP and WebSocket. So in here, I'm going to go back I'm going to do a cd Allie.Chat.commands.tcp and do a Nuget spec Allie.Chat.commands.tcp. Okay, here it is. Now, one thing I forgot to do in here is I forgot to set the icon, which is there. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the new spec first on this one. We need to bring in the icon. And I'll bring in the icon here. And now in the package, we're going to fill in something very similar to what we did for auth. In this one, we're going to do a authors, company, product, description, the core package, and this is going to be the Allie.Chat commands services with, and this is going to be for a TCP client. And we're going to go ahead and add in the copyright, our license, our URL, our icon, a repo, a repository type, and tags. And here we can add in TCP. Okay. We can move this over here now. And this is our next one. And we can add in here our description and our tags. And then everything else is going to come from the other new spec here. So we can bring in here that this is Allie.Chat.commands.tcp. And here's the author and the owners and the license and the project and the icon. We already added the description. There are no release notes. And then we want to add in here my dependencies. And when I look at the dependencies on this project, we have one here for the .NET Core App 2.1. We have ones for Allie.Chat Commands Core. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. I was like, these look very familiar. The ones we have are, we have one for Allie.Chat.tcp, version 1.1.8. And then we have one here for Allie.Chat.commands.core. And we only have version 1 out for that, because we just did that. And now what we can do is we can remove our project and add in our package. Like that. Okay, we can rebuild it. Okay, and now just like before, I'm going to do a NuGet pack. And then I'm going to issue the push out to Allie.Chat commands TCP 1.0.0. Okay, and then back over here, we can see the new package is here. Okay, our next one is let's do the auth module here. So for this one, we have one project, and so let's first go into the proper folder here, and Allie.Chat.commands.tcp.auth, and we'll do a Nuget spec Allie.Chat.commands.tcp.auth.cs project. Okay, so I can do the new spec first. So when I do this, we're going to be in the Allie.Chat commands tcp.auth. All of this is the same. The description is almost the same, except it's with command service with authorization. Okay. We don't have anything for the release notes. And then on this one, we're going to add authorization auth TCP. You don't really need that on this one. It's okay. And then now we need to do our dependencies. And on this one, we have the Allie.Chat TCP 1.1.8, Allie.Chat commands core auth, our very first one, and our package. So that's done. We can remove this project here, bring in our icon, and then we're going to look at our Nuget packages and add in here Allie.Chat.commands.core.auth. We'll update that. Okay, we'll rebuild it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and open up our properties here, and we're going to set our icon like that. And down in the package, we're going to set my properties here. Which is this one here, with authorization. 2019, we didn't have Apache 2.0 in this one. What do we do now? The project URL, the icon, the repo, the repository type, the tags, and that's it. Okay, so now we're going to rebuild it. Back over here, we're going to run my NuGet pack. And then I'm going to run my push command here for Allie.Chat commands core auth 1.0.0. No. Allie.Chat.commands.tcp.auth.1.0.0. Okay, that one's done. Okay, we only have 3 left, 2 that are new and 1 that we're just updating. You can see that our repository is getting much more full now as these things begin to populate in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do this WebSocket one now. So we'll start in this screen this time. So I want to bring in the icon. And then I want to look at this. And the URL is here. And we want to go to WebSocket, like that. And the package here is this author, this company, this product, the Allie.Chat command service for a WebSocket client. Okay, Apache, project URL, the logo, the repo, did it freeze on me? Weird. That was real weird. Okay, that's fine. And then we were looking at this one here. Try that again. Author, company, product for a WebSocket client. There, the Apache, the project URL, the logo, the repository URL, the repository type, the tags, and this is now in WebSocket. Okay. And so now we need to do the new spec file. So we'll use this one as our guide, and this is our new one. Doesn't look like it saved it. Oh, I haven't done it yet. So let me go to cd Allie.Chat.commands.websocket, Nuget spec Allie.Chat.commands.websocket .cs project. Hey, here it is. Now we're going to go ahead and bring this thing over, which is called WebSocket. The authors, owners, projects icon is all the same. The description here. The Allie.Chat command services for a WebSocket client. Okay, we want to bring all of these in. My tags include WebSocket WS, and that's it. We need to do the dependencies. So on this one, currently we have a dependency on a couple of different things. One of them I don't like. Why do we have a dependency on that? Web API.auth. Okay. So here, I'm going to rebuild this. Looks like I don't need it. So one of the things that's nice about if you do this manually is that you can make your stuff more lean as you get rid of dependencies, but then also this really sets yourself up to do it with CI/CD. So now what we want to do is look at the new spec here, and I have Allie.Chat WebSocket 1.1.6, and then also Allie.Chat commands core, which is at version 1. So now we'll get rid of this. We're going to add in my Nougat package for Allie.Chat.commands.core. Add it. Give it a rebuild. Okay, hold on. Now we got an issue here. No, it's fine. Okay, so that worked. So we're done on this one, and now we can go ahead and push it out. So Nougat pack. And then I'm going to push out Allie.Chat commands WebSocket 1.0.0. Okay. Our next one is this here. We're going to drop down this icon. And then add this starting icon here, or the manifest icon here. And then in package, we're going to set this equal to what we did for WebSocket here. And this is going to be me, my company, the Allie.Chat command services with authorization. Just bring these all across. Okay, and this is going to say authorization WebSocket web. Yep, we can get rid of that on this one. Okay. And now what I need to do is go into that directory. And we can do a Nougat pack. Oops. Now that was a mistake, because what I wanted to do was a Nougat spec Allie.Chat.commands.websocket.auth.cs project. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and copy in the new spec. Which is going to be this. Looks like you had an error here. It needs to be like this, so hopefully it doesn't get upset at me. Hey, how's it going there, Keith? And then when I look at this, so let me go back here then to this WebSocket one based on that and do this as a 1. And I'll rebuild it. And what I want to do is go back to my previous cd Allie.Chat.commands.websocket and do a Nougat pack. to push that one out because it was not the right one before. Okay, now we can do a clear cd Allie.Chat.commands.websocket.off. Okay, so back over here. This is right. Okay, so we're going to bring these things down, and this is at .auth. I want to bring my license URL down, my description and everything else. We can bring that. And I want to say that this is authorization auth. Services with authorization. Right. And in this one, my dependencies are interesting. I think it's just core auth and WebSocket because core auth is dependent on core, right? Yeah. So it should just be commands core auth. Let's see here. So now we're going to rebuild it, and we want to add in a Nuget package here. And I want to have Allie.Chat.commands.core.auth. Rebuild it. And the other ones are, we want to add a Nuget package for Allie.Chat.WebSocket and add that one here. Okay, and so now when I rebuild this and I look at my new spec, it should be packages, Allie.Chat commands core.auth, and my Allie.Chat WebSocket 1.1.6. Looks good. Let's rebuild it. No worries of falling out. And now what I can do is do a Nuget pack. And now I can do a push Allie.Chat commands WebSocket auth.1.0.0. And that one's pushed. Okay. Making progress. A few more. So we've added in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to have the one that wraps everything together now, which is up here. So if I look at my core for my packages, sorry, we want this one, commands. If I look at this, the first thing I want to bring in is my icon. And then we can do the same thing with this properties that we've been doing. And the last one's already done, so this is the very last one. Okay? And then under package, we want to add the author, the company, the Allie.Chat command services packages. Okay, copyright 2019, Apache 2.1, have the project URL, the icon file, the repository URL, the repository type, our tags. Okay, that's done. And now what I need to do is add the Allie.Chat.commands, and I want to do a Nuget spec Allie.Chat.commands.cs project. And on here, we're going to do similar to what we've done here. So this is Allie.Chat.commands here, and then we're going to add in all of this stuff is the same. The description, we already wrote one. The tags and the dependencies are here. And now on this one, my dependencies are all going to be TCP. So we're going to add in my Nougat packages here. And it's going to be a Allie.Chat.tcp. And we have this one. Nope. It's called Allie.Chat.commands.tcp. And then also our auth. And then our WebSocket auth and WebSocket. And so now when I look at my packages, this one's going to be Allie.Chat.commands.tcp at 1. And then we have another one for .auth. And then we have another one for WebSocket, which is at 1.0.1. And then one more for the .auth. And we'll rebuild it. Okay, now we can do a Nuget pack. There it is, and now I can push this out to Allie.Chat.commands 1.1.0. And that's done. So the very last one that we have is our package that contains everything. And so to do this, we're going to add in here one more called Allie.Chat commands. It's going to be version 1. On here, I want to change my package to be 11. And we can say a .NET wrapper with WebSocket, web to the Allie.Chat, as well as a commands message commands messaging module, as well as commands messaging module. For the Allie.Chat. Okay, and then in here we can add in commands, command system, and then SSL. So a fallen hope, the closed bracket means inclusive and the curly bracket means exclusive for the ranges. And one thing I want to do here while we wait for this to publish is I'm going to open this up. Oh, I didn't know that, he says. Yeah, versioning. And we want to go and look at my icon converter. And this time I chose this one. And we don't want anything, and I want to do my custom sizes of all of them and convert it and then download it. Bring that here. Call this my logo.icon. Open this up. Okay. And so now my dependency is in there for commands, but I don't have it yet. So we need to wait for my TCP WebSocket auth. Yeah, just commands. So we're going to look at my Nougat packages and wait for this to publish. And we've got Allie.Chat.commands. Hasn't quite published yet. I can look at my Nougat library. It's just about done. Too many Nougats, not enough devs. Update to 3.1. Why do you say 3.1? I've been doing dev on this for a little bit, Keith. I'm all done with it. Now I'm just pumping everything out to Nougat. There it is. Can upload it. And it says it can't find, and this is why it's good to add this. It says it can't find my WebSocket auth. So if I look back here at my new spec, it's because WebSocket auth was at 1.0.0. So it'll catch you if you do like what I just did. So now we need to go in here, change this to be a 1, do a rebuild. Wait a minute. No, hold on. We want this to be back at the 0. And the only one we changed was this one. So we want to rebuild it. And then I want to go to my here and bump this up to a 1. Like that. And then the last one here, we want this to be 1.0.1. And we'll rebuild it. And so as soon as this is done, then I'm just going to as soon as this is done, then I'm going to push this last package out and everything will be updated. So thank you guys for staying with me today. It's been a lot of fun. If you have any questions, always make sure you can throw them in our channel at discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. I also put the videos up at youtube.pixelhorrorstudios.com. Thanks again, guys. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye.